Goddamn.
So the moral of the story is, whoever took that spare set of keys, get fucking fired.
Bring them back, please.
Please and thank you.
And the main story or point of the story is make sure you have your own fucking keys to begin with.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. And, of course, come up with real good excuses when something fucks up. Like, I'm getting a blowjob back here.
Right.
Speaking of blowjobs back here, it's time for the CraigsList segment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the segment that's sweeping the nation, CraigsList. This is going to be something of an abbreviated CraigsList. We didn't find a ton of real funny articles this time, and we feel like we'd kind of be repeating ourselves on a lot of them. So I called them fucking articles
you
again.
Did.
Jesus goddamn fucking God. Ollie, Jesus. Nick, you're going to have to do the rest of this podcast by yourself. I'm too mad. Watch you pull the camera out.
Looking for friends first. This is Women for Men from Halifax.
Again, wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Hi. There's not a hi there, but I think everything should start with a hi.
I think you should. It's just polite to insert a hi in there.
Yeah. I mean, I like it even better if there's a hi there, so I'm going to put a hi.
Right on.
Hi. I'm looking...
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm looking for someone to hang out as friends first. Well, okay. If you want a relationship, then of course we can be friends first. I mean, you have to get to know each other.
Exactly.
First.
You got to get to know each other before you give them a blumpkin.
Yeah. Then if we click, maybe something more.
Ooh. Something more.
Clicky. I'm looking for someone with a good personality. Well, baby.
Okay. Hey.
There's somebody with a good personality right here.
All you got to do is listen to the past 35 hours of our podcasts to know we have great personalities.
Friendly disposition.
I think we're friendly. Just in bed.
Humorous. Wow.
I think you know, I mean, come on.
I find myself attracted to taller
Woohoo!
in the pants.
Yeah.
Oh. Clean cut in the pants.
Yay!
And handsome fellas.
Handsome fellas. This is
in the pants.
Handsome fellas in the pants. This is actually the whole reason I picked this article is because of the ending there. Like, handsome fellas. Who the hell, no holds barred. Who the fuck uses the word fellas anymore? It's not fellows, it's fellas. This article was written by Seamus. Sup, fellas?
You got him.
Handsome fella, yeah.
Busted.
I nailed you dead to rights, Seamus, and I will be replying to your ad. Toot sweet. Fella.
Moving on.
Moving on, we have an ad. Didn't call it an article. We have an ad called I Want a Good Time. Well, sweetie, you went to CraigsList. You found one. I am 19 years old. Okay, perfect. Right on the high side of my age range. Bam. 19 years old, 200 pounds. Ooh.
That's
all right. Okay. Fair enough.
We can work with that.
Hey, you know what? Maybe she's 6'8". If she's 6'8", 200 pounds is pretty good. So there you go. 200 pounds, red hair, hazel eyes. Okay, I'm okay with that. Behind these hazel eyes. With glasses. Okay, glasses are cool. Yeah. Cute girls with glasses, you know. I'm interested in finding someone close to my age, no older than 30.
How is that close to your age?
I was going to say, close to your age is like 18, 20, 21. No older than 30 years old, please. I am drug and disease free. The only thing I'm interested in is 420, any other substance. That is not my style.
Well, you're not drug free if you're 420.
I was going to say, there's a significant difference between drug free and I smoke pot. Jesus. Drug and disease free, which most people want.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm interested in is 420. Any other substance than that is not my style. Did you notice that, like, she doesn't say anything in the ad about what she actually wants.
Yeah.
She's just like,
she just describes herself.
she describes herself and
that's
like
basically it.
spends half of her ad talking about how she's drug and disease free, but she's interested in pot.
Yeah.
So, but like, there's nothing in here besides the title of the ad, which says "I want a good time." But a good time could be anything. A good time could be a Ferris wheel. Like, I mean, a good time could be anything. But like, there's no indication in here that does she want sex? Does she want a relationship? Does she just want somebody to pee on her? Like, who knows? There could be all kinds of things. Does she want like midget curling? Like, she could want anything, right? So
maybe she just wants her panties to send her messages again.
Panties, no. That, of course, is a reference to a previous podcast where we talked about panties talking to each other, and Nick had this awesome line about, like, what, panties having Bluetooth or something.
Oh, man. I wish I would have said it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. So I think I pulled out my headphones again.
Oh, no.
Going back to my old ways. I think the general consensus we can say for this girl and her Craigslist ad is you need to be more specific, and if you smoke pot, you're not drug and disease free.
Yeah. Maybe if you're going to do an ad again, sit down and do bullet form. Like, shit. Just have a pen and a piece of paper and write down, like, your thoughts of what you want to do. And, you know, if it's kind of fucked up, kind of look over and read it. Maybe get another set of eyes.
Give it to your English teacher. Just be
That's
like,
right.
I want to post this Craigslist ad, but I don't know if it's effective rhetoric.
And yeah, just
suspended.
learn to fucking manage your words.
Exactly. Now this girl, this ad is much better.
Let's go to the beach.
Let's go to the beach. This is an 18-year-old girl, wink wink, in Dartmouth, looking for someone to pick me up and take me to a beach. So, but do you want a beach or do you want the beach? Because if it's the beach, it's kind of specific. If it's a beach, I could take you to fucking Green Bay. Like, I mean, I could take you anywhere.
Yeah.
I could take you around the world, baby. Bam.
You didn't say how I'm taking you to the beach.
She wants somebody to pick her up, preferably on his shoulders, with a piggyback ride. Hooray!
I was thinking duffel bag in the back of the trunk.
All of a sudden, this has turned into an episode of CSI. Okay. Jesus Christ. Remember, folks, that was Nick, not me. Looking for someone to... Sure you do. This time. Looking for someone to pick me up and take me to a beach where we can be a little naughty, winky face.
Naughty.
Okay, right on. I'm okay with that.
Naughty.
Little bit of naughty in public. 18 and real.
Real what?
Oh, Jesus. No, you know what this means? This has to mean that she's black. Because the only kids that call themselves real are black kids. This is not to be racist. This is just, they keeps it real. When keeping it real goes wrong. 18 and real. A little chubby, but not horrendous. Oh, honey, that is not the way to describe yourself. A little chubby, but not horrendous. You could have just said a little chubby. A little chubby, but not horrendous. Could mean that you look like fucking Bastion Booger, because Bastion Booger wasn't even horrendous.
A little bit chubby, but not too fat to fly on Southwest Air.
At that Kevin Smith. Jesus. A little chubby, but not horrendous. Message me, winky face. But this is the kicker on this ad, and this is where we'll end it. ID if needed.
Why?
No, but I actually really, really like this. Because there's so many people on Craigslist. There's like girls that will just put on these like trolling ads or whatever that guys will reply to, and then they'll just like post them all around and be like, oh, look, I'm 16 and this guy emailed me saying he wanted sex and da 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 da. So I actually kind of like that she was like, hey, I will show you ID and prove to you that I am 18 years old.
Well, that's kind of nice. I mean,
it's a nice, it's a professional touch to your ad looking for somebody to take you to a beach and be naughty.
Naughty, naughty.
Naughty, naughty. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. That's the end of the Craigslist segment, everybody. Yay!
It was short and...
It was short. Short and to the point.
Short and to the point.
Basic idea is people on Craigslist are hilarious.
Yep.
So, moving on. We wanted to kind of get into some of the stuff that we meant to talk about in the 3-hour podcast extravaganza, but somehow inexplicably didn't get to.
In 3 hours, we didn't at least get to, like 5 things.
It's kind of pretty really embarrassing. Like, I mean, there was like a lot of shit
3 hours
here.
of us talking.
Yeah.
And 5 things that we just skipped over because we didn't have an itinerary.
Exactly. And what was even worse about it was I pimped them at the beginning of the fucking podcast and then we didn't even talk about them, which was terrible. But we're going to get to them now. The one place that I wanted to start, and this is going to be relatively brief, a little while back, an internet personality by the name of Linkara, who's a guy on the Channel Awesome series of websites, who does an internet show called Atop the Fourth Wall, where he talks about comic books, I believe. He's one of these guys that does videos for a living. Like, that's the way he makes his living.
Right.
Because like once you get popular enough and you get on a site like Channel Awesome, you have enough traffic really where you can do that for a living.
Yeah.
And just make money off the residuals from ads and everything. Linkara did a video where he talked, it wasn't as the Linkara character, it was just as himself. And he was basically like, look, there's this thing that's going on where people who watch my videos are using ad blockers. Obviously, with the internet and everything, you're familiar with what an ad blocker is.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, they're using ad blockers for the website that Channel Awesome uses to host their videos, which is actually not YouTube, but blip.tv. So he made a video saying, like, you know, what some of you guys are doing is using ad blockers. And what ad blockers do is obviously blocks the ads from playing, and we don't gain revenue from that.
Right.
So basically what he said was like, this is the situation. And he's like, I'm not blaming you for doing it because we all know pop-up ads and ads playing suck. But he's like, just reminding you that, like, you know, I do this for a living. And, you know, this is the way that I make my money. And when you guys use the ad blockers, it kind of prohibits me from earning money, basically.
Yeah.
So this is really all that he was saying. And he gave like multiple suggestions for stuff that people can do. None of which was stop using ad blockers. He didn't say that. Nowhere in the video did he say that. Mm-hmm. He's basically like, look, you can go into your ad blocker and you can whitelist our website. Like, you can whitelist the Channel Awesome website.
Yeah.
Which means that all the other ads that you have blocked continue to be blocked. Mm-hmm. But the ads on Channel Awesome will play. Basically just like, look, I know you guys are fans of my work, and if you're watching this, you're probably a fan, and basically I'm asking you to do me a favor so I can keep earning my money this way, and I can keep doing my content the way I want to do it, so I don't have to get another job, so my content doesn't suffer.
And I bet you people weren't happy with that.
People flipped their shit because Linkara put this little video out and was like, and said this, didn't even say like, oh, you guys are assholes because you do this, and you guys are fucking dicks, and like anything. Really not placing blame on anybody, just simply saying, look, this is what the situation is, and I'd like it if you could help me out by doing these things. And he even says right in the video, and he's like, if you can't bring yourself to do anything like this, I understand. I'm simply letting you know what the situation is. And everybody just fucking jumped up Linkara's ass over this. And it's just like, well, you shouldn't blame us for your failures. And why don't you get another job like everybody else? And just all of this just heinous, caustic bullshit. And like, as people that do videos that draw income, and now of course our podcast videos that don't exactly draw a lot of income, and neither do my YouTube videos really, but they do draw some. if my whole income, if I was popular enough on YouTube or on Blip or whatever, if I was popular enough that I didn't have to work, that all I had to do was make YouTube videos and I could survive on that, you're goddamn right I would do that. Are you kidding me? That's like the easiest fucking job in the world. It's research based, but that's perfectly fine. That's nothing. Are you literally telling me I wouldn't have to get up every day and go in and work for somebody else? God damn right.
It would be the ultimate job.
It'd be fucking great. So I mean, a guy like Linkara is everything economically that I want to be. He's a dude that can just make videos and survive that way. And people just flipped their shit. Like nobody likes thinking that they're being blamed for something.
Right.
And the natural instinct when you think you're being blamed for something is to attack back. But it's just like, it wasn't even what he was doing. That's what pissed me off so much. And I got into this like long argument with this dude on YouTube. This was probably like 12 or something, but I was just like, and like he was very, very critical of it. And he was just like, well, he should stop being lazy and get another job. It's not about being lazy to get another job. It's about, if I can do this, I'm going to make a go of it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work and I do have to get another job, my fans have to understand that my content is going to suffer.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to put as much time into it. I'm not going to be able to release as much content as I want to because I'm going to have a 40-hour-a-week job because I still have to pay my bills. But if you don't have to do that and you could still pay your fucking bills, fucking A. So I mean, like, I don't use ad blockers. I just don't. I don't mind letting ads play, and I know it's like ads put all this spyware and crap in your computer. And the guy that I was arguing with on YouTube was like, I had a computer that was destroyed by ads. Like, you probably shouldn't have been looking up so much fucking porn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, really? Like,
I mean, if you just go to regular sites, I mean,
right.
Ads aren't going to kill your computer unless when you install shit, you're bringing down those friggin' search bars.
Right. When I think
of horrible.
Yeah. When I think of all the nasty fucking porn that I've looked at on my computer in my lifetime, and my computers are still running, what in the world must this kid have been looking at? Like, this must have been some terrible, like, fucking bestiality bukkake shit that. Like, he must have just been going like hard 24 hours a day, because it's like I've downloaded and watched my fair share of pornography on the computer. I'm human, and my computers still work fine. But this guy's like, oh, ads destroyed my computer. It's like, no, your idiocy destroyed your computer probably. And it's just like, I don't know. The whole thing, like all these people flipping their shit at a guy that is like living my dream, making money off of making videos and having a life off of making videos. Awesome. Just fucking amazing. Something that I would absolutely love to do. And like the lazy guy inside me just jerks off thinking about it. Like, he's just like, I wouldn't have to do anything besides do like a video every other day. Like, it's just great. Enjoy that visual, everyone. So I thought it was fucking ridiculous that people were just shitting all over Linkara. Speaking of somebody and something being shit all over, how about some Coca-Cola? Now,
Coca-Cola has shit in it now?
Probably. I don't know. The fucking vegans and the health nuts will probably try to convince you that Coke is made out of poop water. But
probably, as long as it got less calories in it.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it's a zero-cal option. I had this argument with a friend of mine, Samantha, and she, like, I mean, when we went to the movies, we saw the Coca-Cola, the healthier image kind of thing, like the
going smaller cans, or like, sugar-free,
sugar-free, zero-cal, smaller cans, putting the calorie information like right on the front of the thing, and all of these things that they do that say, like, you know, we're trying to help promote healthier living because we're one of the biggest snack food companies in the world. So we can play, and this is the role that we can play. We have the ability to do this. You and I don't have the ability to be a leader in fucking whatever because we don't have the resources yet. But like Coca-Cola does because they're a huge company. So the fucking health Nazis, I like Facebook pages like addicted to the gym, like these fucking jerk offs, just shit all over Coca-Cola for it. It's like, yeah, but Coca-Cola is one of the biggest problem makers with obesity, and they have all these snacks and they're bad, and the information that they say about losing weight isn't accurate, and it's not just about what calories you bring in and burn off, and it's not about all these things that they say that they've done just because they're bad and they're the devil because they're a snack food company. I'm just like, you know what? Just calm down. Like, really?
People they like to hear themselves banter.
People love to hear themselves talk, and they love to hear themselves bitch. And like, even though, I mean, we've bitched our fair share on this podcast.
Oh, definitely.
But I don't think, like, that's not what we live for on this podcast. Like, we bitch about something if we think it's stupid. We make fun of something if we think it's stupid. But we also praise things that we think are great. Twin City Wrestling is a great example. We've praised Twin City Wrestling on multiple times here.
Exactly.
We've praised movies that we really liked. So it's not all about being negative. And anybody that does anything artistically that's all about being negative, it's not the reason to do it. But just like, if that's the only reason that you're on the internet, like if it's the only reason that you're on there is to talk negatively about stuff, it's not the place for you. No. Like it's really, you might think it is because it gives you the shelter of anonymity, but I mean, it's just, it's silly. And this Coca-Cola thing is just a perfect example. Like, the people that deride Coca-Cola, the ones that are just like, oh, but you know, they're a huge part of childhood obesity and everything like that because they provide like snacks and everything. It's like, well, what is your answer to the pure fact that the snack food industry, exactly like they say in the commercial, voluntarily changed all of their options in schools to 0-cal, water, juices? What's your response to that? Like, I mean, all the people are like, oh, Coca-Cola is the devil. Well, the whole industry just changed. Yeah. Right? Like they just changed the standard in the whole industry.
I mean, of course, before.
Yes.
They were like just, you know, calories.
Yeah, basically. Like, it's just like, hey, here's some Coke. Changing. Exactly. No. But now they're changing, but people don't seem to be willing to accept the fact that they're trying to change. Because it's just like, oh yeah, but what about what you did in the past? It's like, they're not hiding their past. As a matter of fact, they're admitting their past. But they're also saying, look, this is what we're trying to do to change, and this is what we think we can do to change. And like, what is their response to the actual fact that, like, with Coca-Cola and Participation? If you don't know what Participation is, it's a Canadian initiative that helps fund like active after school programs, things like that, stuff to get kids active and doing things. And Coca-Cola is one of the biggest financial sponsors of Participation. What is your response to that? The response is, oh yeah, but in the past they offered all these crummy things. And yeah, they still offer some crummy things. There's still Coca-Cola. You're never going to get rid of Coca-Cola. Oh, you're never going to get rid of chocolate snacks. You're never going to get rid of chips and everything like that. But also, the whole onus of it is not on the company. The whole onus of it it's partially on the company, but it's also partially on the people that consume the product. And I know, I was fucking one of them. Oh, yeah. We've talked about that on this podcast before. I was the guy.
It's a choice.
Right. I was the guy that was spending $80 to $100 a month on snack food. Like, I was that guy. But I forced myself to stop because I saw what it was doing to myself. So, I mean, the onus is on the company, yes, which they're taking steps to change it, but the onus is also on the people that ingest it. So, you know, just to the people that are kind of pissing all over Coca-Cola for trying to do something right here, like, take it as a victory, because most other capitalist companies, I just grabbed a fly out of the air. Most other capitalist companies are not going to take that first step, and Coca-Cola seems like they're willing to take that first step. So you know what? Fucking take it as a win. That's all I can say. Holy crap, we're already at an hour.
Already at an hour. You want to? Do we have something? One more quick thing.
I think we'll forego the stupid recent news segment for this week.
Okay.
We'll put that first on deck next time.
First on deck.
A couple of quick other things that we'll sort of post on. The last little while, primarily down in the States, there have been a lot of kids getting suspended from school for quote-unquote gun-related things. Yeah. And when I say quote-unquote, I mean nothing having to do with actual physical weaponry.
Oh, no. They're just so anal now because of the whole safety with the shootings and all that. I mean, you can't do anything now in schools.
Well, exactly. Like they're all so goddamn scared about being sued by hyper liberal parents and of course they're probably justifiably concerned about all the shootings that happened in the States. We talked about them on this podcast that have happened, but like some of these stories are fucking ridiculous. In Maryland, this is the first one. A preschooler, I think, a kindergartner, so like we're talking like 5 years old, brought a little cap gun to school because he had a friend at school who really, really badly wanted to see this cap gun. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna bring the cap gun to school.
Yeah.
Probably not the best idea.
Well, no, seeing that it's an actual toy gun.
Right, exactly. Yeah, this is an actual toy, like actual gun, even though it's a toy.
Yeah.
But still, it was an actual gun. But at the same time, it was plastic. It had the orange tip on it, so you knew it was kind of a toy kind of thing. Although real guns have faked that orange tip thing to make it look like whatever. But still, it was a cap gun. He brought it to school. The school found out about it, suspended the kid for 10 days. So 2 full weeks from school. And not only did that, they questioned this 5-year-old kid for over 2 hours in the school office and got him so upset that he wet himself.
Really?
And usually we'd kind of giggle about that, and it's like, he kind of peed himself. But, like, 2 hours in interrogating a 5-year-old until they were so upset that they peed themselves? Like, God fucking damn it, guys. It's a 5-year-old. I get it. I get that you're scared. I get that you're afraid of these things. But the kid was 5 years old, and you interrogated him for 2 hours and upset him so bad that he pissed himself. Just wrong. Like, yeah. Just not good. Now, as a postscript to this story, the boy's punishment has been reduced from 10 days to 3 days because of all the outcry against this. That was just like, yeah, it was a fucking kid, right? So it's been reduced to 3 days. He's still suspended for 3 days, which I think is kind of silly, but whatever. Another story from a different part of the country. I think this was down in Texas, maybe. No, sorry, Washington. A teacher told his students that they could bring Nerf guns to school for, I can't remember what it was, whether it was like a project or whatever. Teacher said it was okay. Again, probably not the smartest thing for this teacher to do.
No.
But, he said that he could do so. So the kids brought the Nerf guns to school. Kids obviously end up getting suspended, even though, they got the permission of the teacher. Now, the reason that they wanted to bring the Nerf guns to the school, I'm just going to scroll down. So, the students wanted to fire foam darts 100 times as part of a probability experiment. So it's part of like a science experiment.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's just kind of like you and me pushing my tercel.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing. It's what's the probability that the police will be called if we push this car down the street? And it turns out the probability was 100%.
Yeah.
the probability of it happening exponentially increased by the number of times that we pushed the car down the street. So it was part of a science experiment that they brought these Nerf guns to school and wanted to fire the foam darts 100 times for a probability, whatever. So, yeah, I find this interesting that the students were the ones that were punished, but the teacher wasn't.
Yeah.
Because the teacher was like, yes, you can do this, but the kids are the ones that got suspended.
It's kind of odd.
It's kind of odd. You got to wonder how powerful the teachers union is in the state of Washington, that they were like, you can't punish the teacher for telling these kids to bring guns to school. You have to punish the children. It's like, oh, well, okay.
It's weird.
Fair enough.
Weird.
And they also suspended kids that were at the experiment. Not even the kids that brought the guns. Not even the kids that brought the Nerf guns. They suspended you if you were at the experiment. It's like being arrested for being at a rave. Like, that's the only way that I can kind of equate this. And it's just kind of silly. But the dumbest one, the one that takes the cake, is one that you alluded to a little bit earlier, maybe even before the podcast started.
Yeah.
Was the deaf boy. And I still roll my eyes at this because I can't fucking believe it. There's a deaf boy who uses a different type of American Sign Language. It's almost like a dialect of American Sign Language. And the way that he signs his name, they said, they being the school, this is in Nebraska, said it looks too similar to a gun.
Like pointing with his finger.
It was like something like that.
Like,
yeah.
Like,
and they said it looks too similar to a gun. And they suspended the kid for it. For trying to sign his name with his hands.
That is...
And like there's a picture here of this little kid who's like 3 years old. And I just want to read just the part of this story. This was posted on MSN Now. Written, I can't find the actual name of the person who wrote the article, but I actually really, really, really enjoy this person who wrote this article because it's great. School says deaf boy's name sign looks too much like a gun. Brace yourselves because this is the dumbest thing you'll hear all day. The Grand Island, Nebraska School District is forcing a 3-year-old deaf boy to change the way he signs his name because they say his gestures violate their weapons policy. Preschooler Hunter Spanier's personalized name sign is a registered sign with signing exact English, a modified form of American Sign Language, and involves extended index fingers that the district say resembles a gun. And the sound you just heard was our heads exploding from all the stupid. This is a quote. "We are working with the parents to come to the best solution we can for the child," a school spokesperson said. Oh yeah, it's the best option for the child that he learns to change how to sign his name. Definitely. And they end the article with, how about letting him keep his own name? And it's just like, that's really exactly what it is. And I can't understand. I can't get.
School systems are fucked, man.
They're really, really, really screwed up, apparently. Okay, so we've gone over time on this podcast, that is okay.
People, that has been No Holds Barred, episode 17. Of course, check out our website at noholdsbarred.net63.net.
Absolutely. We're on Facebook.
I haven't been updating it as much lately, but it's going to be coming out with a new updated layout.
Ooh.
So it's something to check back in the next week or two to see what it's going to look like.
Exactly.
It's going to be fresh, it's going to be clean, and there's going to be a lot more content on it.
It's going to be fresher than the Dougie. I'm fresh, my Dougie. I'm fresh, my Dougie. Hey.
Exactly.
That's going to be how fresh our new website is.
Of course, on the website, up top on the banner, you'll find our YouTube page, Facebook page, Ustream page, all the other pages that we have. Of course, TCW shows on the 15th, Sportsplex in Dartmouth, 16th, Exhibition Grounds in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia.
Really looking forward to both of those shows.
And... yeah, if you want to hear Justin sing Wild Wild West click on the annotation on the screen now, and it will take you to a separate video that Justin is going to splice out of the episode or
it was part 6. Yeah. I'll link it to the exact moment when the song actually starts. Please listen to me rap Wild Wild West because we think it's funny as balls. So that's going to be it for us. This is episode 17 of the No Holds Barred podcast. I'm Justin.
I'm Nick.
And this has been No Holds Barred, and you know where it is, and I know where it is, and I rapped some Will Smith, and Nick's going to go to work. And
my peak is bigger.
His peak is bigger. I'm hungry, so I'm going to go have supper. We will see you next week with Last Fan Standing, episode either number 9 or number 10. I can't remember which one. It's something like that, which is going to be our preview episode, I believe, for the WWE Payback pay-per-view. Payback's a bitch, motherfucker. Bye-bye.
Bye.